Hey guys, XJ here, and today's gonna be the patch 12.16 notes. I just want to say I've actually heard myself because I test before I go live, and this microphone sounds like I'm in an office. I sound like some guy who's like the guy you see in those meetings. I just thought that was funny. But we're gonna talk about this patch. I'm kind of happy I waited a little bit though, just to like get a little bit of a feel for some things. First off, I want to say that this Yumi change is completely is this power pretty much a power shift from her E into her Q and or even R? I would say this buff is stronger than the nerf she got, so she's actually stronger. So I don't really get it. Unless she's fine, but she's just a problem in pro play. But even then, in pro play, I feel like this will be more of a problem, especially considering that they just nerfed sustain, right? They just nerfed sustain lane, so all of a sudden she's doing the job of a poke mage, which is like Brand, Vel'Koz, and Zyra. Mages are seen play just because they nerf sustain a lot. All of a sudden, you're going to see her be played along with her sustain. I don't think this was the buff, especially with the recent changes. This was not the buff she needed. Um, I just don't get it. The R cooldown was probably the biggest buff, but we'll talk about more of this later. I just want to kind of say, what do I think about Udyr? I actually think he's quite strong. I'm not sure if he's overpowered. I would say he's balanced though. I would say I'm not saying he's weak, like oh he's balanced because he's weak. No, I actually think he's a solid champion. Uh, his win rate shit because if you look at any like honestly probably any website, but I look at u.gg. I'm not sponsored by them, by the way. Hi. But if you look at that website, it'll say that his R maxing R into E or W, like max R get E or W max second, and then whatever you did max third. So REW or RWE. It depends on the game. Or you could probably even do something where you put points one into each or something, and like depending on the situation. But definitely always want to max R. His Q is really bad. I think apparently it's probably to do with jungle clearing because R is just so good for jungle clearing, and Q is really good for single target. Another thing I see, I'm not sure is correct, but it looks okay. Is some people get Q at level 1, and then max R, E, and then W, and so but they're doing some Q, some fancy stuff. I don't think you need to do that. I'm not sure how good it is. Maybe it's good for swapping between stances. It might be. Again, I didn't play as champion enough, but it has a lower win rate than just flat out maxing R. Like, I mean, maybe I don't see that they're doing Q. Maybe I'm bad, but regardless, if that's a thing, that's cool. That's not the point. Honestly, the point is that you have to max your R and then WE. Do not max your Q. Do not max R and then Q. Do not max R then E then Q. His win rate just goes way down. He needs the utility from the other things, and actually, that's always how Udyr has been. I believe. Whenever I saw old Udyr, he always used Phoenix or rarely Tiger. Tiger was literally like never played because they nerfed it, and Phoenix was so strong. Like the last time I saw Udyr, and they would max his utility. Because why would they max his Q? His Q's fighting over his R in terms of damage, and you're already maxing your R so much that when you're doing damage, and it's like, oh, I need my sustain and the close up and stuff. So it's like the Q never fit. So to be honest, I feel like the Q, instead of just flat out buffing the damage and making a fight between R and Q, and then we got to deal with a whole fiasco again where I don't know who remembers this, but remember they kept on changing Udyr? Like, they did a massive buff to, like, Phoenix Udyr, then they nerfed the hell out of Tiger, then they, like, did it again, then they reverted it. Like, I don't know what that was. But I feel like they're always going to be fighting. I feel like his Q should literally strictly be for single target, and if you're not maxing it, like, maybe it's just some for fun build people can do. Um, but I feel like it should be probably for objectives. I think if you want to kill objectives really fast, I think Q should be like the build. Like it should get like some kind of bonus damage to monsters or something like quite big. And even if you have 1 point, it's like, oh, that's pretty good for objectives. Like I honestly feel like that's what they should do because if I was designing Udyr, I was like, dude, I'm not dealing with this shit where we have to keep shuffling between R and Q every 5 patches or something. Like, screw that. I would just do that because it makes sense because it's so strong single target. It's it's trying to be AOE with lightning because it chains, but it's like it's not really AOE as in like his R is better AOE. So yeah, I think it's fine. It's kind of a shame that he's getting I believe according to a writer, he's getting a hotfix buff to his W and E and maybe his Q, but like why? He maxes his W and E and they're already strong abilities. Like I don't get it. I just don't get it. All you're gonna do is make him stronger than he's probably gonna be broken. Like I don't agree because I played Udyr. I was watching a Riot stream. If you want to know, I don't think he cares. I watch Riot Afix sometimes, right? He streams, but not sponsored by the way. But he was making fun of an Udyr. I don't care about he's making fun of it because I laugh. But the Udyr was he did a 330 or 340 clear, level 3.5, had no HP potions. What did you have to do? This guy clearly had no idea what he was doing, right? And it's like, I just did a clear, solo, no leash. It was like a 330 at least, full clear, and I don't think I used any HP pots. And I actually messed up quite a bit. 330 full clear. I did Raptors, Red, uh, Krugs, and Wolves, Blue, Gromp. But again, that's pretty shit because you're supposed to be doing Raptors, Gromp, Raptor, Krugs, Red, and stuff. But so maybe I kind of cheated. But regardless, I made mistakes anyway. So if you're to do Raptors, Krugs, Red, Wolves, Blue, Leash the Gromp, with Smite, no, yeah, with like because the mistakes I made honestly were I didn't let my R tick down and then unleash it. Like you can let the AOE hit more. And I should have leashed Gromp right away because he does so much damage in AoE. You want to leash that Gromp ASAP and just tank both and just kill them. He can kill him. I probably got like 325, 320 no leash. Probably even faster again. Like it was only one game. One game. I also don't think my runes. I think I didn't even have attack speed runes or something. I don't even know what that was. So again, super botch, but I did a solid clear, right? And it's like these people aren't used to playing other champions. The people playing them are probably Udyr means they're not used to clicking on an ultimate ability. They're used to clicking one ability and being a stat check. I don't think this champion is too much of a stat check. At least now, I don't think he is. It's because there's decision making. Champions where there's more decision making, like do I use this big ability right now or no, are usually champions that require a bit more skill. Uh, like old Udyr was a stat check. He was literally just a stat check. Like Wukong is honestly a stat check. Uh, Mundo isn't a stat check just because he has a skill shot. That's honestly the biggest reason why he's not a stat check and why you don't see him consistently played. Um, so again, I mean, I'm talking a lot about Udyr, but I think people will be interested in this. I just think he's really good. Like or at least balanced enough to be actually competitive. So it's kind of sad to see the buffing. Again, I'm in. I kind of cringe and it kind of annoys me. It irks me, I would say, just because I I I just wait more because this is the big like I hate it because this is the biggest mistake RuneScape did. I love changes that they do. I love it. I say I love it. Thank you. Wow, you guys are changing for the better. Then they just say fuck it. We're hot fixing some or nerfing shit. And I'm like, why? Why can't you just wait? Players will naturally be bad at something when something comes out. Naturally. Like, why are you doing that? You already said you don't want to release champions overpowered. They used to do that. They literally said they used to make champions like Zoe overpowered at launch and then tune down because player skill is low because they don't know how to play the champion. But they're making it like this is they're every champion they're making now on, or even reworks it should be, is highest level, like a really high level. You know what you're doing, balance, right? That's the framework. At least with release. So I just don't agree. He's actually pretty fun. I might even play him. I might use that definitely not skin just because he has that boar. He has a little pig on his E. It's cute. It's very cute. I might play him. I kind of like the two attacks and do some. I kind of like the two attacks instead of like because I think my biggest problem with Udyr, the old Udyr, was I didn't like him because he felt too scrappy. He felt too weird because it wasn't clear like when you should swap stance. Like it's like do I swap stance after one hit? Do I do it after two or three? I like that there's a general rule in this champion is two stances or two hits and then swap because it's still not even necessarily true because maybe I want to wait because of my R effect. I don't want to unleash my R, but it's okay to use other abilities. Like I feel like because there's a better framework to use, like there's a basic framework of two autos, like which should make the champion easier to learn and balance. Um, it it makes it everything else easier to learn. You know, because when I was playing, I'm like, wow, this feels much better than old Udyr. Like, I feel like I'm actually engaging with the champion instead of just like R Q W. I feel like I'm actually like R1 walk away too. Like I feel like I'm actually playing a champion. You know, like so again, watch them ruin champion. Watch, I might have played this champion, but if they're doing all this shit and then he's tainted, I don't know. It irks me. That's all I'm gonna say. So that's why I think about Udyr. You know, I could probably make a whole video about this, but you know what? There you go. Caitlin. So we're gonna get to the actual patch notes. That was my thoughts on Udyr. Caitlin. Okay. Before I say this, uh, again, I did my Raptors. Raptors red Krugs. Which supposed to, you know, I did that clear. I did a Raptors start because I was like, you know, I'm no leash. I'm not sure how good, you know, starting blue is. I'm not sure starting red is. Another thing is the jungle changes where you probably can't leash. But yeah, I don't know how his other clears are. That's the thing. But he has a very solid Raptors red Krugs, Wolves blue Grump. Again, do Raptors Krugs red, Wolves blue Grump, immediately leash Grump. He has a very solid clear with that, with no leash. If that's the case, I'm not sure how his red clear does. Again, the benefit of that clear, for those who don't know, is you can do Raptors Krugs. Get a later red, so your red will be up for longer, like for a longer duration when you actually need it, aka ganks, because you can be level 3 and have a fresh red buff, or even level 4 and have a decently renewed red buff. But you can also do pressure on the map after level 4. Wait until your Raptors and Krugs spawn. When your Raptors and Krugs spawn, go to your Raptors and then Krugs, and then back, and you have like a lot of gold. You can buy probably like a Cinder Hulk or not Cinder Hulk. Is that what it's called? I think it's called. Or Cinderbane, whatever. So yeah, that's it. Okay, and I'm done. Okay, I'm sorry. I like talking. I like talking about strategy. It makes me very excited when I talk about strategy. Caitlyn, passive headshot, attack damage ratio. It was 60 to 110. Now it's 60 to 120 based on level. Again, I don't know what level that is. I mean, I'm gonna actually look quick because that's actually very important. They should probably put the levels instead of just saying level because some are levels 1 through 9, some are 1 through 18. There's no general rule. It's levels 1, 7, and 13. So level 1 he's fine. At level 7 she gets a 5% AD ratio buff on her passive. At level 13 she gets a 10% more attack damage ratio. That's like 20 more damage or so at level 13. That's pretty good. Um, I don't know how that works with like traps and stuff. I don't really know. Our ace in the hole damage is now increased by 0 to 25% based on current critical strike chance. So every 20% gives 5% more damage. That's pretty nice. I also like it because sorry, I'm always making sure I'm recording and stuff. But I also like that because it encourages like non-lethality. Maybe I'm not sure how this compares to lethality, but her ult already hits pretty hard. Am I okay with the buffs? Yeah, I would say I'm okay. They're not buffing our current attack speed and stuff, so it's kind of fine. Um, I don't know. I mean, she's already strong. I mean, this is kind of the world patch where they're buffing champions for world. So do I fully agree? I don't know. I don't. If I need to know the context. If it was like we're buffing this champion because she's weak, oh, because she's slightly underperforming for the world. Oh, if it's for world, I probably disagree. I don't like world patches that are just done for worlds. Diana. Passive empowered cleave damage was 20 to 250 based on level and 50% AP. Now it's 220 to 220 based on level, 50% AP, so same AP ratio. So now they're doing base damage comparisons. Because at level 1 it's the same. At level 6 it's 55. It was 55. Now it's 45. At level 11 it's 120. Now it's 95. Level 16 is 210. Now it's 170. It's actually a pretty big nerf because I believe her passive damage is doubled or tripled. It's at least doubled. It might be tripled. So I'm gonna make sure because I love knowing things, right? Yeah. Let's look at that ratio. It might even be 300%. 300%. There we go. We got the riot special. But so that's actually quite a big nerf. She loses 30 passive damage at level 6. So that actually should hurt her clearing quite a bit when she's building Cinder Hulk. Because she can't just rely on her base damage. She does less damage to champions and quite less clearing as well. Because her passive is her main clearing tool as well. Fun fact, I believe Hex Belt is actually fine. I mean, I don't know. I didn't look at it recently, but I think Hex Belt is fine. Even I don't know what the other one's called. That Night Harvester thing. E Lunar Rush magic damage was 50 to 130, 45% AP. Now it's 50 to 130, 50% AP. So they slightly buffed it to help I guess, a little bit of damage and stuff. That's fine because it encourages AP. So that's yeah, it's kind of a damage transfer. It really hurt her jungle clearing. I like this because I do agree. I think Diana is a bit overtuned in terms of jungle clearing. Like especially she's kind of like Master Yi-ish right now. It's kind of why I've been avoiding her. She was cooler before, so I agree. That's good. All that stuff was good. Draven. Base damage on his Q was 45 to 65. Now it's 40 to 60. Um, pretty big nerf overall, I think. Because let me look how it works. Because can they like crit or do something crazy? I don't know. No, it's just base damage. So he just lost some base damage on his autos. So that's pretty good, I guess. This is a slight tune-up. If he's slightly overperforming, that's fine. I know they don't have too much of a problem with Draven. He's meant to be an early game bully. Um, Probably a little bit too strong because he's good elo boosting champion. So again, I do think Riot should actually balance things around elo boosters to screw them over. I'm just saying. But then I don't know. Maybe they'll just start duo Q abusing or something. Aurelia base magic resist was 28. Now it's 30. Armor growth was 4.2. Now it's 4.7. I wish I said the total amount of armor. Again, I don't. Health growth isn't linear. For example, if the health growth is one, like if she got like a 10 health growth flat per level, a buff, it's at like it's backloaded. The front load is like it'll be smaller. Like at level 1, it'll be like 50 more HP. At levels 17 through 18, it'll be like a bonus 150 HP or something crazy. I honestly do not know if armor growth is linear, as in like it's always the same growth, or if it's back. I mean, I can even look fast. We're gonna find out fast, guys. This is a huge education stream right now. I actually think it is. Cause I remember I looked, but I just forget because it's such a niche knowledge. Um, so our health goes 4.7. So if I do that, yeah. So level 1 Aurelia has 36 armor. Level 2 has 39.38, despite it being a 4.7 armor growth. For example, level 17 Aurelia has 109 armor, and level 18 all of a sudden gains 115 armor. So she got a total of 6 more armor. So again, everything base stats I believe are just backloaded. I think even mana gain is backloaded. So this is something important to note. So this is buffing her late game Aurelia. Let's actually look at her late game and see if like was this target towards late game maybe like a little bit of magic resistance that I don't know, I guess help or something against like some shit. I don't know. Aurelia's win rate. Let's look at trends. Her win rate, game length. So her early game's actually dumpster trash. Apparently, her win rate between 0 and 25 minutes is 48%, and this is plat plus only though. Later on though, at 30, 35 minutes, it becomes 30. Sorry, I'm spitting now, guys. 53%, and then 53%, and then it goes down at 40 minutes to 49%. So maybe it's the buff that portion. Like maybe I don't know. It might be a world's change, but it overall looks fine. I don't know. It is a slight buff to early game though, regardless how you spin it. So whatever. I guess it's fine. But I feel like Aurelia is very strong, so I'm not sure if I agree with this. It's just the Aurelia people are so bad. They just 1v5 all the time because they want to get that montage mature, you know. So I don't know if I agree. Jace damage on his Q hammer form was 55 to 255, 120% bonus AD. Now it's 55 to 280, 120% bonus AD, so it's quite a bit stronger with base. E hammer form thundering blow damage was 8 to 20% max HP plus 100% bonus AD. Now it's 8 to 22% of the spark's best HP, 100% bonus AD. So there's slight buffing his Q melee form, not his range, which is probably the most oppressive part of his kit. Again, I don't know. I don't know if he needs it. I think he's already strong. You're gonna see him in Worlds then probably. Um, Again, like they do a durability patch, but then they're buffing damage on certain champions. I don't know. I don't know if I agree. Jace players just. I don't know. I mean, it is. I don't know. If I had a discussion with people, I could talk more about this. I just don't fully understand the context, is all. You know, because they're talking like, oh, the later stages of the game, but like you know that they're either doing this for solo queue or worlds because this is a worlds patch. That's the thing. Kaiser. Plasma on hit damage on her passive second skin. Plasma on hit damage was 4 to 16 based on level. Now it's 5 to 23. Pretty big buff. Uh, Caustic wounds additional damage per plasma stack before application was 1 to 8 based on level. Now it's 1 to 12 based on level. I'm too lazy to look at all like the exact levels, but regardless, it's a buff. It looks good. Q Exacthrian Rain. Damage per missile was 40 to 100, 50% bonus AD, 25% AP. Now it's 40 to 100, 50% bonus AD, 30% AP. So they slightly buffed the AP ratio by 5%. That's all that is. I believe, yeah. R kill action seal strength was 70 110, 90, 135, 180%, 80, 90% AP. Now it is buffed the AP ratio. It was 9% AP, now it's 120% AP. Overall pretty interesting. So I guess it is buff the AP a little bit. If she builds an Asher, she gets a little bit buff. Her biggest change here is honestly just her Q. I mean, her even if she's not going AP build, she gets a buff with her Q, and yeah, her passive change is pretty big. Overall pretty big. I don't know how I feel. I mean, I don't still see this champion that much. She's probably fine against World Patch. I don't know. Overall, it's timid, but still, I don't know. Sorry, I really wish I could talk more about it, but I'm kind of lazy to look at like the exact win rates and talk about things for an hour and 30 minutes. I have a Temporis to finish. Uh, I didn't mention that, but yeah, I do have a Temporis to finish. I'm almost finished with Temporis. I need like 1,000 more tokens. I'll be finished. I've been kind of no lifing that on Dofus. Passive Malphite Granite Shield. Cooldowns 1, 7, and 13. The cooldown was 10 to 6 seconds, or 10, 8, 6 seconds. Now it's 8, 7, 6. Pretty big buff, especially the lane Malphite, especially early. Jeez. It's kind of like a guaranteed buff where I think they lowered the cooldown on his passive. W Thunderclap cooldown was 12 at all ranks. That was 12 to 10. Pretty good. Overall pretty good. I'm not sure if he maxes his W sec, but overall the passive change is pretty big. And yeah, if it does max its W last or even second, that's pretty big utility to consistently fight, especially with AD builds and not AP. Poppy, Q hammer shock percent health damage monster cap was 50 to 170. Now it's 30 to 150. Note this cap applies to the initial cast and the reactivation. So it's pretty much a 20 damage nerf at all ranks. So is that enough? It might be because if you examine Poppy's clearing, when she's queuing raptors and stuff, like everything dies like perfectly, especially early. Like she only needs to do 2 queues. She might have to do 3 queues of raptors. I may be wrong. She might be in a bit of more of a nerf. I'm not sure. The thing about Poppy though is that she's even strong in top lane right now. So the next pair of nerfs for Poppy should probably be something in general, which should also hurt jungle because I hate jungle Poppy. It's awful. I hate it because it's just disgusting. I promotes passiveness in the jungle. It's awful. What would I nerf about her? People say some things like, "Oh, make the cooldown if she doesn't cast her ult, like if you go back to 30 seconds or something." That's not the thing. If you look at pro play, it's always used. It's never like baited, ever. That doesn't wouldn't do anything. It's a very silly change. Just because that was how it was before doesn't mean you should revert it. Just saying. And if these people do not watch pro games or any actual games, I've never seen it canceled. Like it's so rare to see it canceled because it's not hard to miss. Um, Maybe her movement speed. I think it's a 30% movement speed bonus at all ranks. They try to make it 20 to 30%. Honestly, they encourage so you had like max it. I don't think I don't. I think she maxed that second or third. But regardless, I think that would nerf her a lot. You can even do it. Make it based on level. Because if it's max last, make it based on level because that would gut her too much. Make it based on level so that she doesn't just like wow. If you make it based on level though, I'd probably do 10 to 30%. Um, because yeah, she just moves really fast. Um, Fix wall collision in the game because wall collision in this game is bullshit. I'm just saying, it's actually bullshit. Some walls are thicker than others. It's kind of annoying because you kind of have to like, know the walls when you're playing it. I feel like they should do a wall rework. That's a good nerf. They actually need it. I honestly think they should do a collision rework on the map. They really need to update the map and fix collision. They need to hire some guy because I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. I'm not bullshitting. Some walls have a bigger collision box than others. Like it's really weird. It probably has to do with like the whole vision, but writers have admitted that the walls, some walls are funky. Tristana Q rapid fire bonus attack speed was 50 to 110. Now it's 65 to 125. pretty big buff, 15% bonus attack speed. I don't know, should we play back middle? That'd be pretty funny. I think Hail Blaze got nerfed, but yeah, that kind of makes up for it. So yeah, I guess again that's a pro play thing. Yumi got nerfed, right? Bonus movement speed was 20% plus 6% per 1% AP. Now it's 20% plus 2% per 100% AP. Cooldown was 12 to 8. Now it's 12 to 10. Overall, the nerfs. Again, we're judging from this. The cooldown is probably the biggest nerf. I don't think the movement speed matters that much because it's such a huge flat amount that, and that's just crazy how much flat it is. I feel like you should probably even just make that like 10% to 20% or something, because there's an argument that you shouldn't be maxed ability, but you probably should. But yeah, W stats. But no, I think you do max it. But maxing Q might be very strong, especially with the recent buffs, the hotfix buff. Overall, the 2% movement speed per 100% AP isn't the biggest. Like the AP ratio on the movement speed isn't a big deal though, because she doesn't normally really attach like AP characters to get like a huge AP bonus. So, or I don't know. Well, AP you get more AP than AD, but AD still gives rid some AP. I think I honestly forget. But that's not the biggest nerf. The biggest nerf is like equal. But yeah, then they reverted. They did a hotfix buff where Q base damage unpowered, which is kind of irrelevant. It's 5200, now it's 5250. That Q could actually kind of hurt now, even like when you're running away, which is kind of funny. Q base damage empowered was 60 to 260, 2 to 8% of the target's HP. Now it's 60 to 310, plus 3 to 9% of the target's maximum HP, or current HP, sorry. R cooldown was 130 to 90, now it's 110 to 90. Overall, I actually think this is going to be stronger than the other one. Again, like I said, because they nerfed Sustain Lane. The unpowered damage is kind of irrelevant. The biggest buff was the empowered version. She gets 10 more damage each rank, so it's 10, then 20, then 30, then 40, then 50 more damage on her Q. And she has a flat 1% more damage at all ranks of the Q. That does not scale. She's not gaining anything. It's just 1% all, everything. Is better on all ranks. So, yeah, that's just really annoying. I'm just saying, like, the R cooldown was huge. 20 less seconds on the first R is so big. The second R and third R usually tend to be irrelevant, actually. Well, not really. Second R, but I wouldn't say so because she actually leeches XP because she's attached to people. But yeah, the first R cooldown is ginormous. And they even said on Twitter. I'm not sure why they don't say it here. They need to stop saying stuff on Twitter because I'm actually getting annoyed because again that's what Jack said. They kept on saying stuff on Twitter and Reddit instead of saying things in the game. It should say we're trying to avoid a poke Yumi stuff that happened before, but this is the best we can do until the future stuff. Like, why don't they have this here? Why are they only saying this on Twitter? I don't agree. They need to stop talking on Twitter all day. Okay, I don't care. I really I don't like that. Because that's what RuneScape did annoy me. You'd follow 20 people, and it's like, we have, I don't know, Timbo, I guess. He'd be like, seed update is happening tomorrow. All of a sudden, seeds go up 20 trillion if you had like 3 bill worth of trees seeds or something. Like, you don't say that. And it matters less because of the MMO. This isn't an MMO. It matters more in MMO because the market actually is impacted by tweets. But on this game, it's just kind of annoying because it's player frustration. And I also feel like it sets an unhealthy predecessor, or you know that word, right? Yeah, I don't know how to say that word. Predecessor? Yeah, there we go. I think. So yeah, just don't do that, okay, please. It's just bad. It's bad habits. But overall, I think this Yumi is stronger than the other Yumi, so enjoy a better Yumi. I don't know why they did that. That does not make any sense at all. Zeri nerfs, these were said to be the big nerfs that are supposed to gutter. They're not big nerfs. She's going to be a world-defining champion. Literally world-defining champion. So here comes the world Zeri skin. I'm very passionate. 8 base damage on her Q was 8 to 20. 105, 125% AD, 6% AP. Everything's the same besides the AD ratio. She has 5, because now it's 100 to 120% AD instead of 105 to 125%. So again, a little bit of a nerf. It's not the biggest nerf. It really isn't. It's kind of like, wow, instead of having an edge over other champions, she has her AD as her 8 auto attack. Because it's like imagine Lucian with 100 AD. I do 105 just because I'm Lucian. Like that's pretty much what this nerf is. It's pretty much just modernizing her, honestly. Her Q is already strong because you can kite well with it. Because you can walk and shoot your Q, and then here's a champion. Here's a champion, and here's Zeri. Oh, her bullets go all the way up here. Well, when she's running away, the other champion's walking into the bullets. That's why she's very strong too. W Ultra Shock Laser damage was 20 to 160. That's the same for the ring. Pretty much all they did was nerf the AD ratio by 30%. It was 130% AD. Now it's 100% AD. And lowered the AP ratio from 60% to 20%. Overall, pretty big nerf. I'm not sure how it works with our crit. I think it's just multiplied. So, but overall, pretty good nerf. I would even say you probably need to nerf it more with the how strong it is when it hits terrain. I'm not sure. I think because of how it multiplies, I think it is already a big nerf. I think, but overall, that was a icing cake. If you get hurt by a W, you just lose the fight because you can't engage. Because also your support is half HP. Because apparently Zeri's a Zerith. This isn't the nerf that's gonna make her unplayable. Yeah, her win rate shit in solo queue, but if you look, her win rate explodes after like 25, 30, 35 minutes. The thing with solo queue is that people FF15, FF20, they don't realize that when they have a Zeri, your win condition is probably Zeri. You need to wait for that 3 item Zeri, maybe 2.5 item Zeri. Like, they don't do that. They just feed. Don't realize they just need to play safe and wait for ganks, you know? So that's why we're doing shit in solo queue. Maybe Riot needs to be like Dota, where IO in Dota had like a historic like 34% win rate, but was in solo queue, like in ranked, but in pro play, broken champion. And it's like maybe Zeri's just gonna be like that, you know? Like, oh well, time to make an exception, right? Because like she's not weak. These people who say Rise is weak and shit, like bro, you think anything's balanced? That's 53% win rate. These people whenever a champion goes 49% win rate, oh, it's weak. 40%, it's weak. 50%, it's weak. Like these people, the only time they say something's strong or balanced is when they're freaking broken. And it irks me. Okay, because I've seen Rise players play. Every Rise sucks. Every Rise sucks. They just feed 0-5. They're playing a scaling champion and suck. Like so man. These people. There was a Reddit thread recently. These people, like Zoe's like, Yon killed me. Yon killed me. I was 3 kills ahead. Well, your farm was like 25 behind. You went back in when you fully stacked lethal tempo, and you are versing a I guess assassin skirmisher when you're a poke artillery mage. You don't go fight as a poke artillery mage. You don't go back in. You know, it's like you don't realize you're champion. You can be 5-0 on Eve. Does it mean you to go 1v1 a freaking I don't know, a Wukong with a Maul? No, you don't do that. Okay. You didn't realize what your job is. Jesus Christ. You need to realize what your job is. But yeah, biggest buff Zoe got was minions killed by ally champions will now drop orbs while Zoe is within 50 ring. That is so big, especially in solo queue. Maybe not in some pro play, but it makes pushing faster because instead of like, wait, don't push the wave, I need to kill this minion. Just push, go. Pretty ginormous buff. That's probably the biggest buff she got. That's all it could have been. I actually kind of agree with that just because it's kind of annoying and it's really annoying that like I don't like these shaders where like someone has to know something super niche about a champion that's actually pretty big. Like it's pretty niche to be like, oh, Zoe needs to kill that minion, but you don't want to give the minion because, well, I'm the AD carry. This is my lane. So I agree with that change just because I feel like it's kind of it's it's too much information. It's information clutter. You know, it's complexity for the sake of complexity. Because you consider that there's 4 other players in the game. Sorry, I'm sick spinning. I'm like, sorry. This is what Dofus does. Okay. Sleepy Trouble Bubble. Magic damage was 60 to 220. 40% AP. Now it's 70 to 123, 45% AP. Max up pop damage was 60 to 220, 40% AP. Now it's 70 to 230, 45% AP. So overall, she got 10%, no, 10 base damage and 5% ratio buff. Max up pop damage. Oh, does it do damage when it hits you? Then it does damage when it explodes, I guess? I think it does. Is that what it does? I was under the impression it doesn't do damage until you pop it. I guess that isn't what it does. Oh, it does. Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know it does initial damage groups. um, Again, it's a world change. I don't know if she needed that. Again, we nerf upped her ability. All of a sudden, we're buffing her. I don't know. But maybe it's fine. Maybe it's her goal. I don't know. But again, it's a world's patch. But I do agree with her W Spell Thief change. I don't know about her E change, but I agree with her W Spell Thief. Zyra grasping roots postcast lockout with 0 to point 15 to point 4 seconds. I'm not sure it was random or scaled. I think it was random. That was point 15. Pretty big because now it's more consistent. So yeah, it's pretty nice. I agree. I think consistency is nice. Even Shroud, the duration of the debuff was 4 seconds. Now it's 5 seconds. The damage amp was 9%. Now it's 10%. I don't know. Is it fine? It might be fine. It's very slight, honestly, overall. Some people are exaggerating how big the buff is. For example, Rel's win rate is really high with this item. But I feel like people just forgot that the item exists on Rel, to be honest. Slash, like, all the Rel beans went back to playing Rel. I actually think Rel is fine as a champion because she was nerfed. She was strong as hell, got nerfed, everyone stopped playing her. Then she got buffed 2 or 3 times in a row. And she's pretty much the same champion with, like, a slightly different strength. And it's like, people just forget Rel's strong. I hate all this topic of, like, oh, we need to, buff Rel or rework Rel. No, she's actually fine. It's just the player base is degenerates. Sorry, again, don't take that offensive. You know what I'm talking about. Maybe that's you though, but if it is, I'm sorry. But uh, they just want to play some broken shit pretty much, and they don't. They just again, people will say X champion's broken, X champion's not. Big example of people being wrong was Vladimir. Vladimir back in the day, like season 2, or even season 1, there was a nerf to Vladimir's W, where they said he no longer gets bonus movement speed from he has less movement speed from his W when he casts his W. His win rate went down like 2 or 3%. But the funny thing is that nerf didn't actually occur. It was bugged, and the nerf actually didn't happen. It was something like that, and historically, like that's a known thing. And it's like that's like a prime example of what I'm talking about, where like he didn't actually get nerfed, but people think he's nerfed. So then all the good Vlad players or something just stop playing him, or or they start not abusing the fact you get movements because they think you don't get it anymore or not as much. And with Rel, now they're going all in more because like, oh my god, this does so much damage. When before maybe they're playing too passive, maybe they're taking bad exchanges. It's like the placebo buff, you know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. ARAM, I don't care about ARAM changes. Um, don't care. Don't care about ultimate. Don't care about that. But behavioral systems. When all chat is disabled, all players on the enemy team are muted during the end game post stream. I like this change because now you can talk to your team and not the enemy team. Enemy team has nothing to say. They can go screw themselves. I like this change. Maybe I'll go talk to my team about how much they suck now. A setting to toggle all chat in game is now available in the League client. That's good because before you get into the game, you know what? Dude, I got my new account. I got my new boost. I got disabled all chat. I'm joking. Don't boost, guys. That's legal. That's a joke. Well, it's banner skins that reflect the player's past rank will now be enabled in patch 12.16. Click on the summary icon in the upper right hand corner of the client. You can click your banner skin from there. Okay, interesting. What rank? Past rank. Mythic content. I don't care. Fizz got a visual update. Bug fixes. Fix a bug where unleash teleports cooldown upon transformation, which factors cooldown based on ability haste and summer spell haste. Pretty big bug. Whatever that's the reason why it would appear as it was like, because there was a bug where it would show it's available, but it's not available. So maybe I was the bug causing it. So if so, that's good. But regardless, that's good. Fix a bug that caused rune and stat panel preferences to not save between games. That's good. That's a really big bug. It also might directly impact win rates. Fix the bug where allies could undo orange item upgrades if they were upgraded inside the fountain. That's good. Fix the bug that caused gameplay's barrel explosion timers not displayed correctly. That's good. Fix the bug that would allow Science R to turn more sharply than intended. That's good. Fix the bug where Rel's buff icons were not correctly displayed upon casting her W. I guess that's good. Fix the bug where Teemo's tooltips do not reflect his recent mana cost changes. That's good. That's a huge clarity issue. Update Trundle's E so that the visuals now more closely match the ability's hitbox duration. Oh, that's good. Not sure if it means the visual is longer or not. I'm curious. I wish it said it was too long. The visual was too long. The visual was too short. I wish it said that. If I had to take a bet, I think it was too short. Maybe I don't know. Fix a bug where Zack could revive with his passive even if his Bob was died if he had Mound Drake Soul. That's hilarious. Fix the bug that was causing the end of game progress meter to not correctly display the amount of progress earned. That's good. Yeah, that's just bugged as hell. Every game it'll be like 1 out of 10. Then all of a sudden it says 10 out of 10, but it's not finished. It'll say 2 out of 10. I don't get it. Fix the bug. I mean, if that's the fix, that's good. Fix the bug where the perfectionist challenge will not correctly display progress towards the challenge. I don't care. Fix the bug where the bad machine. I don't care. I do not care about each challenge. Whatever. Fix the bug where the bad machine challenge would not progress if completed using the ARM health relic. Whatever. Fix the bug where Blade the Rune King wouldn't do less damage if purchased after another damage item. That's a buff to I think like yeah, if people have Blaking other items, I think they fixed that bug. But now people like Kraken Blaking of doing less damage. So that's again another buff to Kraken start Blaking. Fix the bug where Nimbus Cloak would activate when unleashed. Personally, if I were to do something about Blaking, I would just lower the goal by 100, 200, and nerf the damage or something by 2% on melee or something, or 2% melee is 1% range if it's such a big issue because people complain about it. Fix the bug where Nimbus Cloak would activate when unleashed teleport starting casting as opposed to when channel is completed. That's good. That's a big buff to unleash teleport. Jeez, that's a really big buff to Ken if he takes that now. Fix the bug that would cause ability icons to not show as casting despite curling casting. That's good. Fix the bug where set strokes voice line would not play. That's huge. Fix the bug where the CC immune attacks would not show overcarries health bars when using abilities like Olaf Ragnarok. That's good. Fix the bug where Aphelios could root Sivir with his Gravitum despite her spell shell being active. That's good. Fix a visual bug that would occur when Size would hijack Star Guardian and Prestige Guardian Echo's Chrono Break. Interesting. Fix the bug where York's E would draw mini aggro when ghouls dealt bonus damage. That's good because I don't think they're supposed to. Fix the bug that caused Flash to become non-functional if it had the Hextech Flaction run and Flash cooldowns ended slightly before what? I guess it was using a Hextech. It's called Hextech Flaction run, and Flash's cooldown ended slightly before exiting Hextech. Wow, that's funny. Fix the bug where Rel's E could stack killer gods by swapping between allies. That's good. Fix the bug where Monster Tamer Lulu would progress the vintage look challenge despite not being a limited skin. That's funny. That's vintage look. That's funny. I wonder again. Even the Rel Hero stack. Maybe people were building that item on a champion where it wasn't even good. Again, there's all these little things that matter. Some cool skins. Wow, amazing. Them thighs, right? Why does Riot do that? I might. I don't know if I'm gonna talk about this. I might get one of these chrome. I like purple chromos, guys. Uh, that's it, guys. Honestly, this is long enough. I talked about everything in detail pretty much. What am I doing here? So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry for the late patch, but I kind of like it. It's fine. Bye.